Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Caleb and welcome to another video on this channel. Holy crap, it's been a long time since I recorded anything. It's probably been like 3 weeks since I've recorded the video last, which you guys don't know because I only upload one video a freaking week, but this one is going to end up being about 2 days after I record. So the day you guys are watching this, I recorded this 2 days ago. So, yeah, because I have no other videos planned for this week. But we're coming up to the end of the year. I think I only got like 2 other videos I want to try and do. We might actually do another movie review, go back to that for one video, and maybe I'll have that out for you guys. I don't know yet, but we'll see where everything goes from here. As for what's going on here, we're going to be looking at another anime reaction video, and today we're going to be looking at top 10 most incompetent villains in anime. And I didn't really know of any incompetent villains when I read the title, but then I looked at the thumbnail and I'm like, oh, okay. It's because one of the sets of villains on there is the Butt Jiggle gang from Fairy Tail. And I'm just like, oh, it's following those guys. Okay. So, without any further ado, let's go.
This video has been sponsored by the Dollar Shave Club. Want top-of-the-line
There we
razors
go.
for $1? Stay tuned to find out how.
I'm sorry it's kind of dark in here besides like the light on my face. So, I do apologize for that. Hopefully I'll be able to get a better setup for this. Okay.
Anime villains. There's nothing like them. They come in a wide variety of creativity with their own ingenious plans to foil our heroes.
There have been
Good old
countless videos
Frieza.
addressing amazing villains.
Oh,
Some
this
that
guy.
are most evil, the most ingenious, and even the most hilarious ones. If there's one thing a lot of people haven't addressed, however, are the ones who suck the most. The ones who are downright the worst villains ever made in anime. And by worst, we mean the most incompetent ones ever conceived in anime.
Whether their motives and plans be questionable or they constantly fail horribly one way or another, we're here to showcase the truly awful villains that can't get anything right due to
basically
their
Team Rocket.
stupidity. Let's bring out the worst of the worst with
Okay,
Anime
that works.
America's top 10 most incompetent villains in anime.
Now I saw that they had the guy from the second part of the first Sword Art Online, and while he may be incompetent, I fucking hated that fucker. Okay, I did not like him whatsoever. Can't even get the name out.
Hold on, I can't even say it without giggling.
The Jiggle gang.
The Jiggle gang from Fairy Tail. So this is how we start our list. Quality entertainment, folks. Here's the lowdown.
I mean,
Episode 126. You're on the cusp of writing another filler arc for Power of Friendship, the anime. And you ask yourself, how can I make
do you have a problem with Fairy Tail?
fillery? At Butts, of course, the Jiggle gang is your one-off filler arc villains who rob a train for riches only to be stopped by Team Natsu in the end.
They're
So
more than just one-off.
evil. Oh, not convinced, huh? Well, let's list some of their more sophisticated attacks so you can get a better perspective.
Fuck.
From the sacred Jiggle arts, the Gas Butt Triple Ecstasy, Gas Butt Triple Ecstasy Fire Edition, Point Blank Ecstasy, and an enhanced version of Gas Butt Triple Ecstasy, where after rubbing their butts, they release a fiery gas at their target. They're all fart people. What makes them so bad is that later in the episode, after they get distracted by Blue's antics, in order to protect the cargo, Wendy helps them by using her wind abilities to let the gang seemingly escape, and the trio doesn't suspect a thing. They even make her their leader for a small bit. Until the final punch by Natsu, of course. Objectively, for villains, their attention and trustworthiness is all over the place, getting distracted so many times. Basically letting a hero trick and pacify them into stopping their plans is nonsense. Though they get the 10th spot because they kind of put up a decent effort against Natsu and friends. Don't consider that too much. And if for all it's worth, naming the
For
two
characters like the Butt Jiggle gang, I think they're kind of needed in anime. Because I don't think you always need like the serious villains who are always like,
if you're a Rave
who are
Master fan, this is a slightly fun Easter egg to characters
who
from that
are all
show.
basically
So
like
even though these characters were pretty lame,
really
I have to
overpowered
commend them
that
for doing
requires
true
the
butt
main
game
hero
before it was
to
cool.
really build up their power. Sometimes they just
Number 9.
need a little relaxing point. I feel like characters like that actually help out a
Yashiro
lot.
Gaku from Erased. Erased was the hyped show from the winter 2016 season, and by this point, everyone and their mothers have talked about why this man caused this mystery to turn a complete 180. So with that in mind, I'm going to only be focusing on the seedier reasonings to why his character was just that bad. The biggest reasoning with Yashiro stems from his motive. In episode 11, it's explained that he started his murderous urges after drowning some hamsters in a jar and watching the sole survivor scurry around for air. Watching this gory fan service essentially gave his mind the ecstasy needed to commit his crimes and use others as scapegoats to get away with murder, just like how that hamster climbed over the bodies of his fallen brethren to survive. What? So wait, what you're trying to tell me is that hamsters equal pedophilic murder? Okie dokie then. Like, where's the substance? And that's because of this core motivation. He's honored and played off as this cheesy Saturday morning villain who has nothing better to do. It's not even the fun, hammy kind either. Even going as far as to letting his only witness be hospitalized in a coma completely undisturbed for 15, count 'em, 15 years, so he could potentially wake up with just that thrill of living again. Oh, and he's this sleazy politician now, because why not check that off the overly used villain trope list too? Let's not mention the part where he tries to pin Satoru for the potential murder of that little hospital girl, when clearly he's been wheelchair bound and constantly supervised by staff for most of his hospital stay. Logically speaking, he's just reaching too far at this point. That or the police force are very incompetent. Yeah, he's at number 9 because he did kill many people and got away with it. But with his lazily plot-written motivations, annoyingly stupid villain persona, and missing such a large window of opportunity to finish the job, it's more than enough reason to make this list.
Number 8.
Sometimes you just need the stupid villains.
Filling up the jar for this one.
Oh, come on!
Nobuyuki Sugo from Sword Art Online. Surprisingly enough, this bastard got a lot of nominations, and not just because he's Mr. Rapey McPurface here. It's mostly because there was so much build-up for this maniacal psychopath with very little payoff. He found a way to manipulate the game and keep Asuna all to himself. His selfish motives and despicable tactics are literally making our hero suffer. He comes off as a cunning and manipulative bastard that it made us all wonder what would the ultimate confrontation against Kirito be. But...
Stop it! Suko!
Are you kidding me? You found a way to kidnap a human being in a video game and you're gonna just stand there and mess with Kirito? You've got him pinned down. Either finish the job or pull a bullshit Mario move by glitching to another location and leave a note saying your fucking princess is in another castle. But no, this slimy villain is measly reduced down to a stupid gloater, which makes an easy victory for our overpowered hero. What's even worse is his confrontation with Kirito in the real world. All I'm saying is, for a guy who's supposed to be smart and really wants Kirito dead, why confront him with a knife when you could have done this? Am I wrong? Seriously, am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Anna and Lark are going to kill you.
I filled the jar. Let me have this. Some genius this
I
guy
mean-
turned out to be. A grown adult who can hold someone hostage in a virtual realm is now cowering in a parking lot because a teenager beat him up. What a pathetic dumbass.
That's some people in this world, though. So,
Number 7.
I mean,
Yuri Killian from Kaleido Star. So let me get this straight.
that's my only defense, is that there's some people like that in this world that will hold a grudge against somebody who beat them in a video game.
When he tried to perform a somewhat impossible stunt, he choked up and dies during the stunt. This tragedy boils within Yuri as he vows to end Callus's career as he blames him for his father's death. So what does he do to seek ultimate vengeance? He follows his father's career and becomes the best performer Kaleido Star has ever had. Sure, that'll show them. Then as he becomes rich and famous, he proceeds to purchase the rights to Kaleido Stage and fires everybody. Okay, that's a bit better, I guess, but what will he do with the stage now? Well, instead of showcasing amazing stunts and acrobatics, he'd rather play it safe and base all of his acts on illusions and spectacles just so the performers can have a safe act. Boring! This guy has mixed motives. Yes, he wanted to ruin Kalos's reputation and make a safer show where performers like his dad won't have to die ever again, but he forgets what really makes Kaleido Star what it is. The performers want to test their limits, even if it kills them. And when the audience is given weaker materials, they're not going to fork over their money. He wanted to take down Kalos and his stage, only to run back and beg for their help because his new show sucks. Yuri, you really didn't think your vengeance through, did you?
I got nothing to say to that. I never watched it.
Emperor Pilaf from Dragon Ball. A literal running joke that'll never die. Emperor Pilaf started off as Goku's first villain as he vows to take the Dragon Balls for himself so he could one day rule the world.
I'll say again, we kind of need characters like this, though. Because if it was, especially in Dragon Ball, if it was just people like Frieza and Cell over and over and over again, honestly, to me, it'd be a little boring after a while.
Until Ulan steps in first to make the wish for the most comfortable pair of underwear. You'd think that it would all end here as they witness Goku's terrifying
it would also, like...
But he'll make an appearance every once in a while just as filler. Okay,
yeah,
being a dumb villain is one thing, but pointlessly using fillers to make a comeback is inexcusable. The worst crime they ever did commit was making a ridiculous obstacle for Goku and even us to endure by turning him into a child by accident, thus starting the most annoying story arc ever built in Dragon Ball Z.
Okay, no.
The oh-so-not boring adventures of Goku, Trunks, and Pan. This entire waste of animation could have been spared if Pilaf just retired already. But nope, he'll never leave and will continue to be an annoying villain.
Okay. I'm okay with that.
Number 5.
But anybody who hates GT, from what I saw so far, I actually did not mind GT. GT was pretty good, even though if it's not canon. GT's still good.
These idiots are f***ing backstabbers. I was just about to nominate the majority of henchmen from the classic Sailor Moon series because there wasn't a single season where there was no backstabbing whatsoever. But if there was one group that just has to take the cake, it would definitely be the Bitches 5. I said that right. Not once did these girls ever work together on anything. Each and every one of them wanted one thing, and that was Dr. Senpai's attention. Shortly after Kaori Knight temporarily dies, Uriel is found in the background just waiting to take her place. The more times she fails, however, we see Mehmet bitch about her to the other girls, and even goes as far as to sabotage Uriel's car with acid-laced snails, thus causing her to drive her vehicle off the cliff. But once again, we get more backstabbing when Mehmet uses a device that overpowers the Sailor Scouts, only to be sabotaged by Taloo. Mehmet could have won the fight if Taloo didn't come around and pull her plug. Literally. And yet, on top of that, when Kaori Knight is the only one left standing and Dr. Tomo is successful in resurrecting Mistress 9, what do he and Mistress 9 do? She could have been some help, you know. I mean, she was loyal to you. She lured Chibiusa over to Hotaru. I mean, she's got powers. She's serving you. She could have been of some help. Why do this? Teamwork, motherfuckers. Do you speak it?
Number 4.
Okay, yeah, I can kind of see why they get upset at some of these villains.
To do their dirty work. I think we all know who reigns supreme in that category. Naraku from Inuyasha. Talk about the most disappointing build-up ever. The man is a creation of several demons mixed together, aka villainous ghetto spaghetti. He's notoriously known as one of the most dangerous demons overtaking the feudal era, and wants to become even more powerful when he gets his hands on the Shikon Jewel. For such a terrifying character, what does he mostly do? He sits on his ass a lot and sends his minions to do his job. With nearly 200 episodes featuring this guy being the main antagonist, you'd think he'd do more, but he doesn't. He travels from one spot to another, getting comfy, and sending his minions to do everything. On top of this lazy attitude is the final result when he actually consumes the entire Shikon Jewel. Instead of using his unstoppable powers to tear our team apart, he rather played mind games to mess with them and confuse them with more illusions. That is just sad and downright disappointing. And at the end of it all, he reveals that his one wish from the Shikon Jewel was to make Kikyo's heart his. Not sure if too lazy to put in the effort for her or accurately showed the right amount for someone like Kikyo. With how they both treat other people and how annoying they really are, they deserve each other so they can both die in a fire. asked us if Sonic X is considered an anime in our eyes, then this is your answer. Of course, if you haven't been living under a rock this whole time, you obviously know about Eggman's history in gaming. But there are some notes to be had in his anime counterpart. Similar to his Archie comic roots, this Eggman has a rather lighthearted, friendly rivalry with Sonic to go with his mortal enmity. You could say that he's the most sympathetic yet flamboyant Eggman across all media. I mean, he will kidnap and even inflict a little harm on these furry freedom fighters, but he would never be the one to take it too far, on humans or animals alike. One time, Sonic is getting the snot beaten out of him by one of his egg robots, and not only does he ask Sonic to simply surrender, he orders his robot to take a break because he feels bad for the guy. He even once saved the unconscious hedgehog at the beach in episode 53. Also, it doesn't help that this Eggman knows he's in an anime and constantly breaks the fourth wall, alluding to Sonic friends that they'll just escape his death trap somehow. Comparing him to his game counterpart, he's obviously not the dumber of the two, but it gets there sometimes. I mean, he's not as bad as the original Sonic the Cartoon Eggman, but definitely not up there with Sad AM Eggman. But he's not as clever as the Sonic Boom Eggman. Regardless, this Eggman gets all the unique charms of a lame villain. He loves to show off at the cost of losing. He uses his love of baseball of all things to pit Sonic and company against his team of robots for a Chaos Emerald that he already had. And he's afraid of roller coasters. Yep, roller coasters. This Eggman is bad at his job, to the point where I don't know sometimes if he's earnestly desiring to defeat Sonic, or just doesn't know what else to do in this world. But who knows? Just because he's a bad villain, though, doesn't mean he can't be a fun one, and I appreciate him for that.
Number 2. Luke Valentine from Hellsing. If there's one statement that truly defines this character, is this: all talk and no show. Valentine came off as a badass vampire that the likes of Alucard could properly oppose. He was so full of himself that he was truly confident that him and his team could take down the entire Hellsing organization. Using his lackeys to get them inside and leaving his brother Han to tackle the entire building, Luke makes his way to greet the one and only Alucard. Here he is boasting about how great he is and how he's going to single-handedly take down the so-called powerful vampire. Impressed by his speed and technique, Alucard is thrilled to have a challenging adversary and decides to take things up a bit.
Regenerate your legs, stand up, pick up your gun and attack me. Do something! The night is still so young, and the real fun is yet to start. A monster! Oh God, you're a monster! I see. You're just like the rest.
Really? Did he really not know how amazingly powerful Alucard is? I know this part of the story was to show how badly Alucard wants a proper fight after waiting many centuries for one. I feel so bad for him wasting his time. All of this talk and you cower away when things were about to get interesting for you. Okay, let's just calm down. Alucard is not mad. He's just disappointed. And now he's gonna eat you. Nom 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 nom. Funny how Luke earlier referred to Alucard as a dog for the Church of England, only to literally become dog food himself. A truly inept villain who bit off more than he could chew. Before we move forward, here are some honorable mentions.
Yeah. Yeah. Still need to watch Code Geass at some point. That might be the next one I start watching is that. Yeah, Foxy was not that good of a villain, but the way I see it in anime, you can't really have constant good villain after constant good villain. The way I personally see it, and it's the way I grew up watching anime, is that you can't really have constant good villain after constant good villain. You at least need like out of, like, say, a 300 episode series, you at least need about 4 or 5 bad villains to take up, like, half of an arc. The way I see it.
And the number one most
or incompetent villains, as they put here, so.
You ever heard of that saying, beating up a dead horse? Well, try beating that horse for 20 straight years. Oh, you knew this was coming. Team Rocket from Pokemon. While
I knew it was Team Rocket from the very beginning. I knew it was Team Rocket. The moment they explained like the concept of incompetent villains, I'm like, oh, so Team Rocket. So.
They're the notorious corporation willing to commit dirty deeds and downright steal Pokemon to make their company stronger. They claim to be unstoppable, only to have children easily take them down. For a children's show, that's fine. We're not expecting anything ingenious from a children's show. But here's the thing. Other shows do a little something called switching their team around, meaning they send numerous villains to take down our heroes. In Pokemon's case, for the most part, it is just Jessie and James, the most incompetent and downright pathetic members of the organization, and they're never fired or traded out for someone else. Doing this for the first couple of seasons is fine, but why keep them as the main obstacle for every new series? After all these years traveling around the globe, catching numerous Pokemon, why keep them there? For a show that features a variety of Pokemon, they really do seem to lack a variety of characters. Every new season of any other show would feature new villains and new
challenges. To be fair, people fell in love with Team Rocket though. People truly have fallen in love with Team Rocket that if you were to replace them, like, after the first 3 gens, if you were to replace Team Rocket at that point, I think people would be upset, honestly. So,
villains that time and time again will only fail every single goddamn time. And it's been getting old for a long time now. For not realizing their main problem by using the same inept team over and over again, we declare that Team Rocket as a whole is without a doubt the most incompetent set of villains in anime.
Aw, now don't be sad, Jessie and James. Maybe you can start saving your money by subscribing to Dollar Shave Club.
Once again, this video was sponsored by the Dollar Shave Club.
Yeah, my computer just froze on me, so.
Just for you guys. If you don't already know, Dollar Shave Club delivers high-quality razors right to your door. If you go to dollarshaveclub.com/animeamerica or click on the link in the description box, you can get a 1-month trial of any razor for $1. You get to pick out what kind of blades you want, including the executive razor. You can also get body cleansers, body bars, shampoo, conditioner, shave butter, and so much more. It's an amazing service that
Figured I'd give them the red,
use,
so.
and I know you will too. It's $1. What are you waiting for?
Also, I'm just trying to think about what to say about this entire video.
Or click on the link in the description box and start your trial today.
Okay, that's badass. I love that. Okay, I better cut that up before I get copyrighted. Now, I don't know if all, or at least Megan and Robin, no, that's not Megan. Oh, fuck, I feel bad now. Oh, shit, I feel bad. I don't know her name. Fuck. Shit. I feel bad because I don't know her name now. Fuck. But the other chick in this video, I don't know if they're more like, you need a good villain to go up against the heroes. I'm particularly not one of those guys. Like, I'm okay, like, especially with Fairy Tail, like, for the love of God, man, like, Fairy Tail has had, I'm trying to think, honestly, like, really, out of all the episodes I've seen of Fairy Tail, they've had a constant good villain that has had that's been very competent about what they're doing throughout the entire show, from what I've seen. And the Jiggle gang was really like the first. Were they the first? I'm pretty sure they were the first and maybe the only villains that are actually kind of like incompetent in Fairy Tail. Well, no, because there are the filler episodes where you follow like a certain person. There was the chick that kidnapped Natsu and tried to use his. Okay, yes, she's pretty incompetent. Well, no, she was pretty competent. She just failed miserably. So, and then throughout the entire series of Fairy Tail, there's been about 3 or 4 like Jiggle gang, or at least close to Jiggle gang level villains. And I think you kind of need those in anime. That's the way I personally feel. I feel like you truly need them in order for the show to kind of be good in a way. or at least to me, like be good. Because if it's just a show like, and some anime does not need that. Like I think for Fairy Tail and Naruto and Dragon Ball, I think they kind of need it. For shows like Full Metal, Death Note, and I had another anime in my mind, but I cannot remember. But anyways, for like Death Note and Full Metal, you kind of don't need them because what you have going, it kind of fits it anyways. So you really don't need like the incompetent villains doing anything. But for other animes, like kind of more kid-friendly animes like Fairy Tail and Dragon Ball, I think you kind of need them, honestly. So that's my 2 cents on it. Anybody who disagrees, I'm sorry, but that's just the way I feel. Probably not going to change my mind. But yeah, I don't know where else I'm going with this. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video and my little rant there. I don't know if that's considered a rant or what. But, yeah, I don't know where else to go with this. So, if you guys did enjoy this video, I cannot talk today. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button down there. Comment if you guys got any more Anime America videos you want me to react to. I'm thinking I'm going to start watching their Insanimania series. And I got a good one I'm going to start out with. So keep up for that next week. Because I'm probably just going to record after this. But, yeah. So, and as always, subscribe if you guys are not subscribed for more of these videos here on my channel. And until next time, I will see you guys later.